Yeah.
Today I chose a quote said by W.I.E. Gates, which is, "Victory has 100 memories, but defeat has amnesia." That is sort of true in many ways. When we're happy and when we win something, whether it's a contest, a tournament, maybe the US presidency, we get so happy and we keep on saying that I won this, I achieved this, so many times that people get bored of it. But when we lose or when we get defeated, we forget about it as if it never happened. I'd like to paraphrase that saying into victory has 100 fathers, has 1,000 fathers, but defeat is an orphan, which was said by John F. Kennedy in 1962. We, as a people, regardless of who we are raised by our parents, by our families, by our society, to always accept victory, to always accept the good but never accept the bad, which needs to be changed because, sadly, that's how life goes. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. There's never a good full day or a full bad day. There's always good and bad. In every bad situation, there's something good. And in every good situation, there's something bad. And we need to concentrate on that. A really good example is, which is a really personal example actually, is myself. On 4 weeks ago, I had a political science exam. I got an A on it. I was pretty happy, even though I could have done better and got the full mark. I was really happy and jubilant, and I was actually the second in my class. But yesterday, actually not yesterday, before yesterday, I got an exam, I got a C on the same subject, which is political science. I've put myself in denial. I was really pissed off, and I was so stressed out that I didn't really want to do anything or talk to anybody, which sort of got me on my nerves. And then I thought I would put myself in denial, but in which I realized I shouldn't do that because that's how life goes. There's never a perfect subject. There's never anything perfect with me. Heck, I might even get an F the next time. So I do believe that we should, as a people, embrace defeat, even though it's hard at first, but we should really clearly embrace it. My last point is, most recently, as we all know, the general elections, the US general elections happened, and sadly, Donald Trump is now President-elect of the United States. Even though Hillary Clinton got roughly around 75,000 votes more than him, he still got around 51 more electoral votes than her, which made him president. Even though it's not her first time running, but I know for a fact, yesterday when she conceded, it was maybe one of the most devastating moments of her life. But she accepted it, and she moved on with her life. We should learn how to accept defeat, no matter what. Thank you.
All right, Again, Mike, you use the quote as the attention device. I think that's a little bit awkward, but you do clearly state what your point of view is on the thesis. I think the setup needed to be a little bit more detailed, but when you're talking about the content, you had pretty good ideas, examples that gave you a little bit of detail to talk about. I like the idea of you're using a personal example also. I think that that gives it a little bit more meaning to us as we're listening to you talk about these sorts of things. And of course, using the most recent contemporary example, I think is a pretty effective way to finish off. I thought that you did a nice job at the end, finishing the speech, kind of reminding us of the point that you were trying to make. Presentation is kind of all over the place because you've got some things that you do really well. Your voice projects well. I think there's good variety in your voice. I think you have some pretty solid gestures and engagement there, but you do have the pen in your hand. You use it a little bit like a baton and a weapon. I think that's a little bit problematic. Your body movement is problematic because you keep walking back behind the desk to get notes. I thought at first she's going to start back there, and that's not going to be a good thing, but then you came right out and started talking to us. I said, oh, good. And then the next thing I know, you're back behind the desk looking at stuff, and then you're back in front of us again, so it looks a little bit awkward, like you're going back and forth. And then in a couple of spots, especially the second and third spot, when you are talking to us, you don't seem like you are in control. You just feel like you're wandering around in front of us, and that movement is not purposeful. That just is random anxiety coming out, and so I think you need to work on that. Your facial expressions are pretty solid, but your eye contact disappears entirely in that second example. You start talking about your own experience. When you watch this, your eyes downcast, and you never look at us again. I don't know that you ever came back up and actually engaged the audience after that. So you did pretty good in that opening section, but when you got to the second section, it was like, now I'm just going to plow through this and I'm going to pretend like they're not in front of me, and that's a bad choice to make. All right, thank you.